but the devil saying make his ass a memory. I'm blacking out and yesterday is just a blur to me. And the only way to stop me is to murder me. I spit it hot, I burn the track to the 3rd degree. A surgeon to the beat, I give it open heart surgery. I give it life, I keep it real. I'm spitting life, my wrongs, my rights, my kids and wife. Life's a gamble, I pitch a dice. Bob Barker grind, looking for the right price. Stuck in the trap for the cheese like mice. Lance Armstrong flow, ride beats like bikes.
Yo. No, it's funny. I couldn't see. Yeah, I couldn't see the intro, so it just ended and it popped up. I'm like, oh. So I didn't see nothing. All I seen was the black screen.
Yeah, I was rapping along with it, so I was like, yeah. And I came right in. But welcome back to another episode of the PMP Show.
Yeah, man, we here, y'all. We got a special guest joining us in a minute.
Yes, we do.
But yeah, we here.
You want me to go first? Is that it? Do you want me to yo-yo?
Oh, yeah, it's on you this week. I went first last week.
Yeah, but we didn't even yo-yo-yo. It's the PMP Show. But nah, we said that over the air, that because we're not in the same room, that it like the timing was like, yo, it's the PMP Show. But
it ain't the same.
Individually, I will say, yo, it's the PMP Show. It's your boy Jimmy VIP, aka Jimmy Cornbread. Just had spaghetti tonight with some cornbread in it. That shit had the right amount of butter. It was delicious. So I'm Jimmy Cornbread today.
Okay. All right. So since we're keeping it on food, it's your motherfucking boy. Get out of here. The greatest lamb chops and grits plate in the world is right there at 404 ATL bar. Holla at him in Sandy Springs. Greatest shit I ever ate in my life. And this ain't a free fucking ad. I want lamb chop forever for free. Shit was delicious.
Yo, we're gonna have to go buy this. Vegas, what up? What up, Vegas?
Wise guy, what up? Shit me, because they was bigger. Nah, views ain't fucking with them.
We do have a special guest. We have a special guest host today that we're gonna be bringing out. We had, and I want to tell y'all, pre-game was already dope. So the vibe, like I'm feeling the vibe. I think y'all gonna enjoy. Go ahead, bring Blue in. And we can
she's coming in hot.
Hey.
What's up, Blue?
Hey,
I can't even see.
What up,
there
Blue?
you go. All right. All right. What's going on? How's everything? So introduce yourself to the people.
Hello, people. My name is Bleu Jay. That's my social media name. That's all y'all gonna get because I talk too much. Giving out my government name. I talk too much shit. I don't need nobody looking me up. So I am known all across my social media platform as Bleu Jay. Mm-hmm. I come from a background of radio hosting and podcasting. You know, the underground stuff. I've never been on any major what you call it, radio stations or nothing like that, which I would never make it because my mouth is too bad.
I know that's right.
I have a pretty mouth and I'm politically incorrect and I don't like to always follow the rules. And this is where I belong, right here where people cuss. The cussers and the cuss worders. So yeah, that's me. I'm known to host controversial topics in the most fearless, bold way. And I love going back and forth with the fellas because I know y'all can handle my energy. Women can't handle my energy.
Okay. So women can't handle your energy. I'm gonna start there.
No, not on this level. I mean, when it comes down to women, I just smile and look cute. I put my lashes on. I get all glam face. That's the language that they speak. But me, my personality is like Southern country card game shit talking. Boom, and I'm from the country. So that's how I get.
Where you from? Where you from originally?
I was born in Louisiana, but raised in Texas, but spent a lot of time going back and forth. So I have a good balance of knowing what it's like to be in a country where it's quiet, where it's nature, where you have your own thoughts and you're in touch with your spiritual side, than growing up in a city, you know, where it's loud, it's noisy, it's fast, you know, and I don't know, overwhelming. So two completely different backgrounds, but they make up the whole of who I am, and that shit worked. I mean, it worked. I just got a different energy from most people anyway, but y'all gonna see real quick.
All right. So
Excuse me, that's what's up.
Yeah. I mean, before we even got started. Before we got started, I backed up.
Hey, you're a guest. You're a guest. You're a guest. You're a guest.
It sounds contagious.
Oh, no, it's smoker's cough.
Oh, you know what? I'm familiar with that.
Okay. All right. Now look, before we even came on, you know, y'all had a little conversation going about. All right. First of all, are you looking in the camera or a mirror?
A mirror.
Putting on your. Okay.
Y'all at my vanity right now. I got y'all at my vanity. You want me to look at the camera? I will.
Nah, you good. I was just asking. But y'all were talking about, because you know, I'm not gonna say who said what exactly, but there was a comment. There was a comment about if women have sex, multiple sex partners, right? That like a man is a hoe, and that we're cool with that, like being a hoe. You were arguing, you know, y'all were going back and forth about like I just want y'all to continue.
Zach, tell your story scenario. Tell that.
Oh, you want me to say what I said first?
Yes, please.
Tell your scenario though.
Tell your scenario.
Don't just
okay. My scenario in which you know, in our backstage pre-gaming, I was like, the only thing that you can get me to go back and forth on when it comes to the double standard thing that I'm gonna just really hold fast on, I'm not gonna budge, is that women can't have multiple sex partners like men and not be considered hoes. You know what I'm saying? And let me elaborate on it, because when I say multiple, that doesn't necessarily mean they fucking them at the same time. But if I fuck a chick this week, a different woman next week, a different woman the week after that, and the week after that, it's not the same as if a woman does it. And the only reason why I say that, because see, women will accept a man who has done that. Most men are not going to accept a woman with that background. So it ain't our fault. It's y'all fault as women.
I agree. I mean, I agree to a level. But I still feel like if they want to do it, then they can still do it. That's how I feel about it. Like if they want to do it, then hey, you know, go ahead and do it.
Yeah, but does that take away from you viewing them as a hoe? You might say it's okay, but does that take away from them you viewing them as a hoe?
Hey, listen, I'm on the partial with that.
What do you mean partial? I don't know what that means.
I'm on more. If you say the other scenario, then I can probably.
What was the other scenario though?
But
you gotta help us out. I forgot. Multiple partners. Yeah, multiple partners to me, I think I'm comfortable. Each gender is a hoe. See, but I've been married too long to even really
each gender is a hoe.
Care about
the other scenario that you told.
I don't even remember the scenario.
No, see, this is the thing. Each gender is a hoe, but it's how the other perceives it. See, woman,
right?
I can honestly say 60 to 65% of women will say, yeah, that man might be a hoe, but I'll still make that nigga my husband. Most men, 90% of men can know, oh, she got these many. Oh, hell no, I can't fuck with her like that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I'm saying it's not our fault that women accepted that. Women chased a man who was desired by other women. You don't think it didn't stop short of being desired? He was fucking them other women, and you still wanted them. You know what I'm saying? So most men, like, we can say, oh, Kim Kardashian is bad, but most men ain't gonna fuck her because they know she been ran through. But a woman can say,
no. Niggas will fuck her, bro, but they won't wife her. Like that's
wife her. Yeah, I'm sorry, I said that wrong. My bad. Yeah, you're right. I said that wrong. I misspoke. My bad. Yeah, niggas won't wife her. My bad. I said that wrong. But throw any male celebrity out there that you women like that you know ran through a million women, she gonna lay down with the nigga and she'll possibly make this nigga husband. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. So it ain't our fault, ladies. It's y'all fault.
So men decrease the value of women.
No, women just increase the value in men. Because if you lay down and go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, it sounds like that men feel like that men decrease the value of women.
Oh, he's saying men decrease the value of women. As far as like, as far as her sexual record.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all don't decrease the value of men?
Well, I mean, you guys are saying that a woman would accept a man who has
bodies,
multiple partners, or who have had multiple partners, or who is known to have had multiple partners. That's because we don't see that you dealing with other women decrease your value as a person. Men, women, as if you're dealing with other men, then that brings down your value.
Wow.
Nah, yeah, hold tight. I gotta step outside real quick. Hold tight. I'll be right back.
That's just I appreciate that, because like you said, the reason why we ask questions like that is to know. So to know, like, that's just coming from the lens of not knowing how a woman thinks.
Okay. I'm gonna have some questions so that we can get some deeper clarification. So
I got you.
Are there other guys coming back? Because
he's coming back.
Okay. Yeah, so it sounded to me like men feel like men decrease the value of women. You know?
No,
I don't believe that.
But y'all are saying that if they've had multiple partners, or you've known them to have multiple partners, then that they're not going to be of value to you, and you're not going to want to take them serious or date them on a serious level. Now, you will allow yourself to lay with her. You will allow yourself to lay with her, but you're not going to allow yourself to really respect her or value her because she's known to have had multiple partners. Therefore, I need to label her as something undesirable because she dealt with other men.
Okay.
So that's, I mean, just from how my brain functioned, that's what it sounds like.
Correct. Now, when you say that was actually his. I can't even.
I wouldn't even agree with that.
No, that was
because to me, most of the time, I'm gonna say this: most men is not actually asking what that woman is doing unless he actually knows.
Exactly.
So for me to even like get into that, I was like, in regards to how many partners, I was more so on the whole thing about when he was speaking on like the Maury topic, and he was speaking on how a woman having multiple partners and she getting pregnant and not knowing who the father is, basically. And then as a guy who gets multiple girls pregnant, everybody knows he's the father, right? That scenario, I was like, okay, in a certain scenario, yeah, that's crazy, because you to have multiple partners and not know who the father is crazy.
Shalonda, what up?
If you're
go to YouTube,
you know what I'm saying? If you're having that many partners at one time, like that's crazy to me. But a guy doing that, everybody knows he's the father. He's just a lame ass nigga because he's getting all these women pregnant. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, but I want to go back to what you were saying though. Like what my homeboy was saying though, he's coming from a men in a whole. You know what I'm saying? When he's saying is that, and I guess that's what it factually is. What you said is that men are worried. Like a lot of times, I believe men are more worried about the face card value. Like if somebody knows that this girl was, has multiple, they're more, what's the word? They're more worried about that hurting them as a man than really the woman. Because I know my wife, before I met my wife, I know she had sex partners, like, cause I had sex partners.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that didn't change the fact from me marrying her, but I can understand the lens that he's coming from when he's saying, because men in a whole.
Let's break that down. Where are we getting that from? Why are we?
Because we know, bro. I don't want to even say, bro.
Okay, but we know,
bro. That's what I'm saying. We know about the patriarchy. Yes, but that's
just the patriarchy. It comes from the patriarchy.
It does.
I'm saying, tell why we do it. Just don't say it's because of the
right.
patriarchy.
Okay. Well, men, because really, men are actually more sensitive than women. Like like to be honest, and I've learned that. Like, if we have a problem dealing with our emotions, like we really do. Like on this platform, like we're not scared to say shit like that because that's true.
Right.
But at the same time, that narrative still won't change that if a girl has multiple, if she's known to the world, a man's going to feel a certain way about marrying her because he's going to worry about, the backlash.
Right.
And you're saying that women, and I know for a fact, because when I was on the market before I met my wife, she knew like I was fucking everything at the job. Like, she knew this, but she still pursued, you know what I'm saying? To where men, we pursue everything. It's we're going to pursue everything for the most part as a man. But let me let you get back into it.
Tell Z what I said that he said. Tell Z.
Yeah, my bad. I had my mechanic outside working on the car, so I had to go check on it real quick. My bad.
Okay.
What I missed?
I was speaking on what you said about the Maury thing.
About the Maury show, when you said
about like the woman.
If the woman goes on the show,
it has multiple, like 30,
has 30 different baby. Like,
oh yeah. That
was what I was saying that I agreed upon when you said that. I agree with you.
Right, yeah, that's a wild scenario. Like, it's fucked up. It is if a man got 30 different women pregnant. If a woman had to choose and seek out 30 different men that she knew she slept with that month because she's pregnant and she don't know by which one. That is just you know what I'm saying? Like, I just don't know. But then I elaborated by saying I feel like the womb is the most precious place on the planet. If this is where children come from, yeah, men are half responsible for this shit, but this is where the children is resting at. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like the more you pollute it with more dicks, the less valuable your womb is. I'm sorry. I just feel that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just doesn't have the same value.
So for us to have some level of value and importance, we have to maintain a level of purity, and we need to be untouched.
She about to go in. See, okay. I don't exaggerate. I don't exaggerate because I didn't say untouched. I didn't say untouched.
Okay.
But ran through is a whole different ball game.
Ran through. I see that term all the time on social media, and I can't stand that men describe sexually active women like that, as if women aren't more sexual than you guys and more sensitive to sex. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have more nerves than you guys. It's a great feeling for us, and our anatomy is different. So naturally, we're going to want to experiment with sex. We're going to want to get to know who we are. We're going to want to have partners. So when I hear this narrative that if a woman has multiple partners or have been with multiple men, then she's ran through, nobody's going to want her. Nobody's going to want to marry her because she's had too many partners. I don't think that any of that have anything to do with the woman per se. Now, when it comes down to a woman, we have our own responsibilities as women that we have to abide by. And like you said, the womb is a magical place. So it's important that we are responsible with how we handle ourselves, but I think that idea comes more from men just feeling more threatened by other men. I don't think it got anything to do with the woman and her partner. You'll never really know how many partners a woman had. And a lot of men marry reformed hoes all the time. Like, they got some innocent woman just because she was a private hoe. Like, you never know if your woman was a hoe. We all have things that we are ashamed of that we will never want to relive or never want to talk about. We don't all have somebody handle us, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're never.
Can I interject real quick? Blue, can I interject just real quick? You see why you said we all have stuff we have to hide. As a man, I don't have to hide being a hoe. As a man, I can say, yes, I've done this, this, and this with this amount of women. As a woman, you can't. You see what I'm saying? So the fact that y'all even have to hide it and kind of project a certain image lets you know that y'all not supposed to be moving like that.
The reason why women have to hide it is to protect the ego of a man. Trust me, we ain't hiding shit when we talking to each other. We some big freaks. We gonna talk about how we slutted a nigga out, how he slutted us out. Like, we gotta hide shit from y'all because it's gonna fuck with your ego because of the level of threat that you feel by other men. You guys feel threatened by other men. So you shun a woman.
Okay, why is another man, why does me being threatened? Because, okay, does that say the same thing for women? If a man has had countless other women, and is that the same thing? You would feel threatened by another woman just because you slept with a certain amount of women?
You made this point earlier. You said when a man is with a woman, you said earlier, if men are not seen as less desirable, women become more competitive. Women become they all desire the same. Yeah, so that's the difference in our nature. Women become more competitive when it comes down to knowing that the man is involved with other women. Well, I feel like men become more threatened when they find out that a woman is involved with other men.
But see, okay, now let me. But now, as a man speaking, let me tell you that we're not threatened. We see it as we see it from a different light. We see it as like, okay, I can't walk down the street and niggas is whispering, oh, you fucking with her? Like, nobody wants that. You know, not as a man. As a woman, y'all don't really do that to each other. If you do, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But as men, when niggas do that shit, word, you wife, that's a different type of, like, you know what I'm saying? And nobody wants that. So that's not a threat. It's an embarrassment. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's an embarrassment. You know what I'm saying? We're not threatened at all. We're embarrassed at that point.
A little bit of a threat because you feel threatened by other men's opinion, because you feel like their opinion of you based off the woman that you chose is gonna make or break you in some type of way.
Because that's my same opinion. I feel like, oh shit, word, you was moving like that? Yeah, hell yeah, you's a hoe. That's my same opinion. So it's not a threat. You see what I'm saying? It's just not a threat at all. I'm embarrassed now. I was out here, wiped you up like as a man. And Jimmy B could vouch for this shit. There was this chick that we worked with back in the day, right? She used to fucking blow everybody in the mop closet. Nobody wanted to be that nigga that got caught hanging out with her. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this my girl type shit. Hell no. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care how sexually liberated you can say she was.
Let me interject.
No,
I agree.
Nobody wanted to be holding hands with her in the movie theater.
I would never want to be caught. Yeah. Look, but that part is like, I'm gonna step in and agree with that part. Then I'm gonna step back out.
Can a dude that don't know her wife her up?
Yeah. Yes, he can.
Yeah, but guess what? And then but he don't know. But now if she tell him, he gonna be like, oh, I don't know. But that's what I said. A woman y'all can't be a 100% truthful with your body count.
Not to y'all. We definitely will lie to you, and I'm team lie to a motherfucker. Protect his feelings, protect his ego. I'm team whatever makes a man feel, because that's what it is. It's all about how you feel, how the man gonna make you feel. So then that makes it our goal to just make sure that you're feeling a certain type of way, whether it's backed by truth and honesty or not.
So we starting off the relationship with lies. So the relationship.
A woman is, you know, that we have to protect our sexual reputation, because then that might eliminate us having a chance with a decent man. Then that's a level of survival mode in itself. So I mean, this is why a lot of men marry reformed hoes. This is why they think that just because nobody in the city done touched their woman, that she's untouched in so many ways. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? You don't know how she busted up. Let me tell you, a lot of women who are more sexually aggressive, they tend to be less sexually active. But guys don't even know that. They automatically
their
ass is hanging out. that she's a hoe, but really what she's trying to do is be a little bit more edgy because she noticed she a little bit boring. But then you got the women who are fully fucking dressed, who will take your ass to the mop closet and the broom closet, who will sit in that church with you and gonna disappear with the pastor and come back and sit in her nightgown. Like, you never really know what you're going to get. So I feel like it's pointless to try and label a woman based off of her sexual past or her sexual experience or her sexual expression. It's pointless. Like, as men, you're gonna have to start going off of how you're connecting with the woman and if she compliments who you are. And then her experiences may have gotten her to a place to where you guys can flow. But women are sexually active, and I just think it's unfair that stigma is attached to sexually active women. Now, there's a such thing as being extreme, and I think they go both ways. Men can be too extreme. Right. Having too many kids, that's reckless ejaculation. That's recklessness with your own body and self-worth. Same thing with the woman, because the man's seed and what he have to offer is just as important. Like, the woman's body have a stronger and more important job to do. Yes. But, there's value there on both. And so me as a woman, if I find out a man is getting around too much, I'm turned off. Because
as you should be.
Men don't have to pay as close attention to their parts as we do. You know what I'm saying? So a man can be running around spreading all kinds of bacteria, germs, and because they're not itchy or they don't have any physical symptoms, they think that they're not the problem, which they're the ones that's laying with these multiple women, and all these women are receiving all this mix of, vaginal ecosystem. Then the woman don't end up right. And the men think that they can count themselves out, but you can't, because you carry just as much bacteria. Your anatomy is created differently. You're less affected. So I feel like it's just as much of a problem on both ends. I think men being hoes and being too available and allowing themselves to be seduced by any woman just because they can. I think that shit is lame as hell. And I think that he a hoe. You feel me? Like, I don't.
But see, now that's the mindset that most of y'all need to carry as women. Like, if y'all started treating these niggas like, because you know who I'm gonna say get away with this shit? The celebrity dudes and the sports dudes and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, they playing on a different level when you got a couple $1 million in the bank. So these dudes is running through these strippers, but women still will cater to this dude and wife him and all of that. You understand what I'm saying? So, if y'all would still glorify that and chase that and not consider it a hoe in the same way we do as men when we look at certain women like, God damn, she moving wild out here. There's no way I can wife that. If y'all did it the same way, then maybe, it would be the same standard, but I just don't think it is. And not in this day and age.
Some dignified women do it that way. We care about our body. We care about our health. So we put that over being an opportunist, trying to get some back, some celebrity. Like, every woman out here ain't thinking they got some magical coochie. And I think that's the problem with a lot of women. They think they got magical coochie. You see this shit on the internet all the time. Well, I don't have kids. I made it this age with no kids. I'm special. That's the magical coochie syndrome to me. Well, I waited till I was married to have my kids. Like, every bitch always think they got some magical ass coochie and you don't. You know what I'm saying? It's your situation is going to be strictly timing and circumstantial. Honey, it's not your magical coochie. So when women start valuing themselves more and better, they won't be opportunists for these type of guys that they know is running through bitches. Because I'm not attracted to athletes. I don't care what your status is. I care about me first and foremost. I don't see anybody as an authoritative figure over me. I feel like unless you've defined, if you figured out how to live forever, then you might be a special motherfucker, but you're not. You're gonna die. I'm gonna die. So I'm not gonna put you above me, or I'm not gonna see you as more important than me. So I don't risk myself to be an opportunist for men who have some level of status. Because in their mind, they think a lot like, they think like primitive men.
Yeah.
I can have multiple partners because of where I stand in my status. They don't even care about their own health, half of them. They just care about their access. You know what I'm saying? They don't have self-control. So this is why I think that argument should be thrown in the trash. Anybody who's reckless with their body is of low value, period.
You see, that's what I'm saying. I can agree on that. If all women carried it in that same standard, you know what I'm saying? Now, if that was the standard, like I said, I just don't think that's what it is, but you're right. If that was the standard and y'all looked at it in the same way, because that's how we see it. It's like, oh man, nah, Yeah, you was out here having a little too much fun. Yeah, I might be able to do this, and this with you, but I can't bring you home. You know what I'm saying? Like, this ain't gonna be a forever thing. So.
Oh, yeah. Wait, man. I like that you just said that because, baby, let's go ahead and let you know something right quick. Why do men think that it's okay to lay with the woman that they devalue? Do you guys feel like you're above the woman in some type of a way? Because if she's not worth it to you, then why would you bring yourself down to that level to deal with her? Is that a superiority complex? Like, help me to understand that, fellas. Why you're not hardwired to not want to lay with someone that you don't value? You know, but say I fucked her, but she's not important. You still became equals with her, and you still laid down with her, and you guys were equals when y'all fucked. So she's not less important or valuable than you are if you align yourself with her. So please,
I can't answer that question because, like I said, I am for equality for women. So, and I've always said that. So I always feel like if men could do it, women could do it. Women could do it, men could do it. And I can't answer that question. Now, if you want me to answer it for men, if you want me to do it like why, before I'm who I am now, like whatever, but that's fine. But men are weak, bro. Like that's all
yeah, like why?
That's all I really got to say, bro. Like, that's
shit. You know what I mean? Like what that makes.
I mean, that's it in a nutshell. Men are weak. Yeah.
I mean, like at one, I was very weak in my life. Like very, 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 but I'm stronger now. But what I'm saying is wisdom, like our age now, I think, things change mentally. And now, like listening to her, like younger me, I'd be arguing with her right now. Like, honestly, you know what I'm saying? Being younger, not understanding, but I can't. I mean, you're 100% right. I'm just glad you came up here and said what you said. So I do have a question, though, so I can add some comedy in real quick.
Okay.
What about you on your first date, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're at the club. Do you take a shit in the bathroom and then just come back out and then act like nothing happened? Like because we had a heated debate about this the other day. Like
no.
Holy shit.
No way. Oh, no way. If I have the shit, fun's over. Fun's over.
All right, there we go.
It's time to go. It's time to go, and I'm not returning.
Yo, because info guy, he's with this chick, right? Hold on.
With her, she was riding in the car.
Yo, all right, he wasn't with her. But
so you was with her, nigga. That's to say you was with her.
With her, but she was riding the car.
All right, but anyway, he was in the car with her, and she had to take a. She said she had to pee on the side of the road. So when they hopped out the car, she took a shit like in front of everybody, like
on the ground.
Yes, right there, like right there in the bushes. He said it was like plat. He's like it was like plat. So he heard it. Then she just gets back in the car. Then they just take off the road. No tissue. I don't know.
No tissue.
You didn't say that.
Nah, there was tissue. I don't know if there was tissue in there, but he did say that.
He never mentioned no tissue. He never mentioned tissue.
He never said nothing about tissue.
I never know if she wiped or not. But I wasn't asking, bro. I was just ready to take these bros home.
No, the link is on my page. I posted it.
Oh man, that is disgusting.
Anyway,
if y'all want to watch it from
let's get to the topic.
Go to the YouTube.
So we got the one that Jimmy brought up.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm gonna play the video.
Oh, the shit on the phone. Yeah, no, go ahead and play.
Jimmy.
Yeah. And, we got a video, a little clip real quick. We can get your input.
Okay.
All right.
It's about to play.
Yeah, wait on info guy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Now
it's about
you, your parents, your brothers, your kids, and your grandkids to help each other out. And my company helps you make this a reality. Let me explain. It's the 1950s, and up to this point, family compounds were the standard throughout human history. But once World War II ended, veterans started using government loans to buy into suburban developments that split the family compound apart. This shift from compound family living to nuclear family living resulted in a weakened family unit. Increases in depression, isolation, divorces, fatherlessness, abortions, all of these things stem from the shift away from compound living, the way of life God intended. So that's why we're making family compounds great again. At Axie Centralized Real Estate, we offer done-for-you 10-acre off-grid homesteads, with each homestead coming with everything you need to move your family off the grid once and for all without giving up modern amenities. This includes 10 or more acres of land, custom homes, off-grid utilities, farming infrastructure, and most importantly, the option to have as many homes as you want to form your own family compound. So if you've always talked about buying 10 or more acres of land for you and your family and starting your own compound, please go to the link in our bio to design your own ranch and receive a free cost estimate, because this.
All right. So I'm not necessarily shouting out their company, like telling nobody to go there or do anything. But I was bringing this up like earlier, like a while back. I was like, the family structure, you know, like especially for us, is broken. We don't have a, and I think something like this is a good idea. Like I think for legacy anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's a great idea. You know, living off grid, like farming and things of that nature. But
that's my dream way to live.
Okay.
I want acres. I want a garden. I want goats, chickens.
Okay. You know the catch-22 in this. This is the thing I hate about us as blacks. You know, we kind of spoke on this last podcast. Was we still buying, it's our land, but we got to deal with them. You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense, you know what I mean? Like we still got to deal in their system. So until we can find a way to break out of that, I just feel like we won't really be truly free as a people. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm saying I love this idea though. You're right. What y'all are saying are absolutely right. But you know, you still got to buy the land in Texas. You still got to buy the land in Idaho, whatever the fuck. You know what I mean? Like,
but if you get the land, it can become self-governed. It's waves. You know what I'm saying? I think we have been bullied into submission on such an extreme level that we don't even go digging for the loopholes, and you know we don't even try.
Right.
I think that's
like, would you be more willing to, like, if 10 acres became available in the Sudan or Nigeria or something like that, would you be more willing to buy it out there as opposed to buying it out here?
The only thing about, because I have that fantasy about buying land in Africa and, you know, just wanting to be out there. But the problem with them is their own corrupt politics too. Like, even if you bought the land out there, who's to say that they won't like sell you out or have somebody come over there and run through your shit, you know? But that fantasy idea of wanting to do that and wanting to be like sovereign and like away from, you know, where we are now and get away from this extreme like white supremacy and stuff, like the idea of it, I love, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I think we deserve to be left the fuck alone, but we can't be left alone because motherfuckers can't survive without us. So
right. But I think we are I feel like we all old enough to remember Waco, Texas, right? I think if over 1,000, I think it might be less than that. I'm gonna say if 500 to 1,000 black people started building our own compound, boy, you talk about every government agency, all of a sudden the land ain't no good. They gonna start polluting the water out there. Like they gonna get us the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
They go to war on us, and we still haven't figured out why. We still don't know why we're such a threat. We literally are supposed to be like the bottom of the caste system right now. We're supposed to be the most least economically sound people. We don't have an army. We don't have any control over any races. We don't create or build any laws. But for some reason, we are such a threat. And I don't think enough people are thinking about that and asking why. Why are we such a threat?
Ask Malachi York. Ask Dr. Malachi York. Now I know they said he was, had some other things going on. I don't know if they were allegations are true or not, but he might have been the last one that I know of with one of them big ass compounds, and they shut that shit down immediately.
Yeah, I don't know. Something about us becoming self-sufficient and independent that ruffles the feathers of the higher ups on some level. And as intelligent as some of us are, we still can't quite put our finger on it. Even down to the biology. I like to get down to the science of stuff. And what is it that have us as people who are known to be pretty peaceful, abundant people? Why are we such a threat? And in what way are we such a threat? And why us coming together and having our family structure such a problem? And why can't we get a seat at the table when our reckless spending is what keep these mofos at the table? So why are we so excluded?
I think because when they figure out
motherfucker, what's going on?
If they figure out, well, they figured out that once we figure out who the fuck we really are and what this melanin shit really mean and why we can sit in the sun and absorb that shit and that shit is healthy for us, like the earth was designed perfectly for people with melanin, and they figured that shit out. And we just haven't figured that shit out yet for ourselves. We haven't discovered who the fuck we really are. Like you said, if we getting down to the science of it, who the first original man was, you know what I'm saying? Like if we get into that, once we figure that shit out and realize that this shit is rightfully ours and we the gods in the earth. So this motherfucker, I mean, on this earth right here, gods and goddesses, excuse me, like you said, they got us blinded. They got us on doing this and doing that, and
they got us following toxic patriarchy, because patriarchy is all about this is where I think is wrong right now. Our men has lost the value in their women as humans, I don't know if our men, when I'm saying men, I'm talking about melanated, deep-rooted, deep, dark, ancient bloodline Black men. I don't know if our men have always seen us as property, but I don't think so. Because when I go and I learn more about the matriarchal history of us, we were more worshipped and seen in more of a godly, respected way, even as sexual women. We definitely were. Twerking comes from us. Twerking is our nature. We are fertily superior. I just be making up shit, but if you're smart, you get what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
We weren't devalued for being sexual. We were honored, respected, and loved and worshipped for being who we were. We had a responsibility to create all the fucking humans in the world. Somewhere, patriarchy stole that power from us, and our men have been following this structure of patriarchy. And patriarchy is backed off of men. Patriarchy is backed off of men loving men. You know what I'm saying? People don't realize that we are literally all captives of some system that is backed off of men loving men. So so everything that they teach devalues the woman. The woman is the villain in the Bible. The woman is the witch. Like, they are teaching you that the power of the woman is a problem and an issue. And our men have fallen for that because our men became captives of war, prisoners of war. That's what I see American Black people are. We're not free. We're prisoners of war in a controlled environment, and I think that what's wrong with us is that we've lost the value in each other. And I think what's most important is that our men lost the value in their women. Because even you guys said earlier that women, we will still accept you. And we do. I don't care what the internet say. When you walk outside, you see a lot of men who are being babied and taken care of by Black women. And they see us as who they want to be with when they're not their best. And then they want to go replace us with a European looking type of woman when they feel like they've gotten somewhere, but nobody back up our men like we do. We are hardwired to have compassion for you no matter what, but we can't. We're not getting that reciprocation because our men are following the psychology of men who love men and only use the women to breed. You get what I'm saying? There's no honor in to breed.
Yeah.
That when niggas say bros before hoes, that's some of the gayest shit I've ever heard in my life.
My life.
But it's a mentality. Yeah, Niggas like, yo, I'm gonna hold my man down before I hold my wife down. Like what? Like you fucking crazy? Like,
yeah, as soon
you
as
ready to go bust your gun for your man, but your wife boss cuts out, and you like, I do.
Right.
Like, I don't get it.
That's some weak ass shit. And then, a lot of our men don't realize that they're so much more hardwired now to want to impress men and care about the opinions of men, just like we mentioned earlier. I don't want the guys to say this. I don't want the guys to say that. Fuck them. This woman might have had a couple of sexual partners, but this is the one who's fucking coming to your rescue. This is the woman who's gonna pick you up. This is the woman who's gonna bail you out. This is the woman, you know what I'm saying? Like the fact that even your opinions stemming from other men could override how you feel about a woman, like all this shit is all upside down and inside out.
Well, that one I can't. That one we gonna disagree on, but we passed that segment.
The point was made. Y'all.
I'm joking on that one. I'm joking. But but no, like, but you know what? It made me think. Go ahead, Jimmy. Go ahead.
I said,
I forgot. Go ahead. Y'all good?
Do y'all think that the patriarchy is becoming like broken down? Like some of the system is being like threatened. That's why they're doing all these different things and changing things and all of this other stuff. Because it's getting broken down. Like, a lot of black people are understanding what it is now and learning and stuff. So do y'all think that like it's being threatened now? Because we're not like, I don't think this is just like from the previous conversation before y'all went live. Like, I don't think it's just therapy for black men. I just think it's therapy for black people, period. Like, we're able to have conversations. And if we, go and look at all the different conversations, we can kind of align with, okay, people are understanding now. Like, they're kind of waking up to what it is. So, do y'all think?
Imagine like, pardon me, pardon self. Just imagine like if let's just stick to the theory at the Adam and Eve theory, right? Because it's a theory to me. We don't know if it's a fact because it doesn't make sense sometimes. But let's just stick to the theory of Adam and Eve. So, but if as a people, especially black men, if we seen that Eve was a black woman, do you know how different we would treat black women? As the mother of humankind, like, do you know, like, if you could physically fucking see that, not told, not hearsay, can we prove it? I wish they can't prove it because they done found the oldest fossil is a black woman. They've already proven that. But
carry the mitochondrial gene to produce every race of people. It's all science everywhere.
They would drop to their knees, bro. They would drop to their knees.
Yeah, it's like seeing the face of God.
Or if we don't say that story. Right. We just say,
go off
hey, everybody came from a black woman, yo. It's just what it is. Like, we don't have to even say the story. We just say, we know by scientific data, by the information that is scientific facts, based off DNA, et cetera, that everybody came from a black woman. We don't even have to go to that story.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And the power of black women speak for itself. And this power have a lot of people shooketh. So I believe that when you deal with black men who run away from black women and they say, I can't deal with a black woman because she this, I can't deal with her because she that. I think that comes from us being able to touch their souls because we are the original mothers of you guys. And a lot of people, when it comes down to facing themselves, they don't want to. And so when you get with like a black woman, she gonna show you yourself. She gonna show you yourself. It's not always pleasant. She might cuss you out. She might whoop your ass. I don't know. You know how black mothers and black grandmas are. We have that type of tough.
Sisters too.
Yeah, sisters too. We will tell your ass what it is. And so, if someone who wants to run away from your own reflection, that's a fear of the black woman to me. But then you got to understand that the black women are the highest of frequency. We're spiritually superior. We're setting standards for everyone. So the fact that black women are out here mad and taking back our matriarchal power, that's causing an overall shift. It's us. Correct. It's us having the change of heart, change of mind, change of thought, change of idea that's causing the shift for sure.
Okay.
Now, is it a way to do that? Is it because you're right. There is a shift in I ain't gonna say power, but just in the old narrative is out the window.
It's definitely a shift in power because the power was taken from us to begin with. It was our power.
Oh, you know what I was gonna say? But you know what I was gonna say?
Go ahead.
But listen, I'm on your side. You know what I was gonna say? It wasn't a shift in power because we always knew y'all had the power. Like, if you really knew what time it was, that's why I'm saying I don't think it's a shift in power. I think it's a shift in the knowledge that knowing what it is for a lot of people who didn't know no better. Like, if you knew better, like for me, myself, speaking for Jimmy, like and Jimmy has sisters. I didn't have sisters, but when you come from a single mother household, especially for a black, and it's not discrediting no other fucking race, but I can only experience as a black woman what my motherfucking mother went through. You know what I'm saying? And what I seen her go through. You know what I mean? Like, and being in the welfare office lines and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, so. And back then, you know what I mean? The 80s welfare system was nasty. They talked to you greasy. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like, they talked to you any kind of way, made you feel like shit if you had to get it or you trying to apply for it. So, and then the crack era came through and took the men out, and it was just an attack on the black family, period.
Yeah.
But as black women, y'all had to hold it down. So that's why I always knew I had a certain understanding that, the black woman is God. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just kind of here to protect her. You know what I mean? Like, all bullshit aside. Like, we just kind of here to protect her.
Exactly. Black woman is God. She's always been God. She always will be God. And we are the sacrificial lamb for everybody out here right now. We're the sacrificial lamb. Like, if there was a Jesus, it was probably a black woman, because we always got to lay down and take it for everybody else. Always.
I agree with that, because only a woman could create life. Like, so, like for me, God I do believe in the supernatural, but if it's going to be a God, it would definitely have to be a woman. But anyway,
yeah,
my
I agree with that. I can't stand when people say he, like, y'all. I grew up in a Southerner. Okay, I grew up. I'm Baptist. I understand all of the God talk, but nothing as an educated woman, as a self-educated woman who's done the research, who's done the history, who studied everything. Nothing triggers me more than hearing people say, "Oh, he, father, baby." If you don't look and pay attention to what state that men get us in, you honestly think that there's some man who's giving you all this good grace and who's responsible for all the wonderful things happening in your life? You believe that it's some magical man? Are you kidding me? Like, it's your own damn womb power. It's your womb power, but you keep giving all your power to some external male source, but you're not paying attention to how men in charge run the fucking world in the state that we're in. But you think that back then it was some man who put you on this narrow path. And I can't stand the men who still believe that Adam came from Eve's rib. That's actually a dating question for me. If I find out that you believe that Adam came from Eve's rib, you're not the one. You a whole motherfucking red flag if you still believing in fairy tales. Are you kidding me? What? I mean, laugh at your ass. Are you kidding me?
That's true. That didn't. I mean, it just doesn't make sense. Like, that whole. Like, again, we love these conversations. Like, Jimmy, I go ahead. I'll let you go in because I know you love it ripping that shit apart.
I mean, like, what's crazy is I was just talking about this. I got a coworker who refound God, and he's having the same conversation. He was like, he's trying to tell me about the rib thing. Like, the women should be there, the mate. The helpmate. He's like, the helpmate. I'm like, bro, do you really think a woman came from your rib, bro? Like, how does that make any sense? I was like, bro, you came from a woman, and then maybe, I don't know, y'all ate ribs. You know what I'm saying? Maybe, yeah, but no, nah.
That can't happen. So a woman came from a man's rib, and then after that one miraculous event, women started giving birth. Like, we have to come from your rib in order for the whole ecosystem to come about. So if the man was first, then how did you nourish the life that came after you? What did you do? Where did it come from?
Where did it come from?
Like, when are y'all gonna grow the hell up and stop holding people, especially my people? I love my people. I know what we done been through. I know how many weapons have been formed against us. But we have to understand that when stories are taught to you as a child, it's so that you can perceive things as a certain way as a child. But you can't fucking grow up and run the rest of your life from your childhood perception. Like, eventually you got to start looking into things and growing up and looking at the science behind stuff and looking at all the other factors that play a role. Like, why the fuck you is 38 and 45 and still think that I came from your motherfucking rib? You fucking kidding me?
I just don't understand how you could be past 20 and still think Cain slew Abel, got cast out amongst them, and not question who the fuck is them. You like, because when you start doing the math, you're like, well, wait a minute. It was Adam and Eve, Cain and Abel. He killed him and got cast out amongst them. Well, who the fuck was them over there? Like, where the fuck they even come from? Like, nobody fills in that gap. You know what I mean? Like, so once I was like 9, 10, and I really caught that part, I was like, get the fuck out of here. I'm out of here with this. I checked out. I checked out.
When I was young, and I got baptized twice. I was in church, and all they kept telling me was the devil is making people do this. There's these main factors. 1, the devil is making bad things happen. 2, the love of God can get you through anything. 3, Jesus will answer all of your prayers. So you know what I thought as a 9-year-old? Well, why don't we fucking pray for the devil to stop doing the deeds? Why don't we pray to give this devil the peace that he needs in order to not want him to be angry and bad? Like, that's what I want. This is making fucking sense.
Because now I have to say what I have to say.
If prayer is that powerful, why isn't it working for this devil person?
Right.
So, it's called, but for real, nobody gonna be able to tell nobody anything factual about back then, right? Like, this is, but we have something in us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do.
And discernment. Okay, thank you, my guy. And it's strong with us, and
that's the magical power.
That's the power. So that's why we're having this conversation. Like, this shit don't feel right. Like, this shit don't feel right. And that's why we have this conversation. And this is why I want to be a preacher, because I feel like I've been told so many different things.
Oh, I lost you. Can't hear you.
Yeah, me neither.
We can't hear you, fam. Because you sound like you about to go in.
Yo.
No, we can't hear you.
Tell him in the chat we can't hear him. He's still talking too.
Because he's going in too. Look, that's the devil.
He's going in, and he going for.
That's the goddamn devil.
He about to get all that shit right.
No, I'm not.
Oh,
this is what.
All right, there you go.
Okay.
All right. Okay, look. All right. Damn, that hurt, bro.
That's crazy.
That was the devil, friend. That was the devil.
Like what I was saying though, I'm trying to get it back. Okay, he said that not a pastor but a messenger, bro. Like, people like me, my age, my genre, and who are under me, my sons, my daughters, we can actually be taught to not even believe in none of that shit. We can actually start to teach truth. You know what I'm saying? Like, because what happens is that's like to start what we need to start to happen. We're gonna need man, woman, and child. Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily about the woman who's on top. It's not necessarily about the man on top. It's about man, woman, and child.
Uh-huh.
Now that, like, I don't care if you with your children, but if you are, man, if you're not with your kids, you need to be mentally with your kids to where they understand that they're not going to believe what they're being told. they're going to believe what you tell them, because that's our job as the spiritual leader of the household.
Mm-hmm. And you know who the spiritual leader of the household is?
The woman. I mean,
the woman. The woman. We are y'all spiritual provider and protector. Y'all are our physical provider and protector.
Thank you.
The only reason why y'all couldn't be brought down back then in wars because y'all had us, because we have the womb power to see into the infinites. We knew how to tell y'all, don't go there, shit ain't gonna be right. Like the reason why patriarchy had to bring down the matriarch is because we held the power for the world's strongest fucking men on earth. That's what chess is about, is taking down the fucking queen so that you can bring down the dynasty of men. Y'all had us, y'all had spirituality, and they literally had to use spirituality against us. That's how you know that's how a lot of them was defeated. Nobody could get over there and win any type of physical combat. They knew we were spiritual, they didn't understand spirituality, and they still don't understand it. But they knew that it had a significant power. So they used the spirituality against the women and against the men. Other than that, y'all were defeated. Y'all was kicking asses with fucking sticks and stones. Okay.
And you know what's crazy? You know how Justin, like, you know how you can just prove all this shit we saying is right, as far as like, you know, the woman being the catalyst of society, and just look at the animal kingdom. And look at, in every species in animals, they fight to the death for the right to mate with the woman that may be in that area, whether it's a fucking lion, a hippopotamus, an ant, a bee, whatever the fuck. You know what I'm saying? And then after they mate, they might get killed, they might whatever, but you know what I mean? But it's never about the male, it's about keeping the colony or the hive or the fucking pack going. You know what I'm saying? So it's about breeding the strongest male to protect the woman, to keep him, you know what I mean? To keep the shit going.
Hey, Z, some coaches still do that. There's literally some coaches that still do that to this day. Right?
They're smart.
So what we look, colonization, we know colonization, all of those different things took over all of those spiritual things. Why do you think you know, they, you know, you being from Louisiana, right? They disparage people of Geechee and, you know, those type of heritage because, you know, they're very spiritual. Some of them might practice, you know, some voodoo in a positive way, not what they deem negative. You know what I'm saying? So there's all these different things that's been cast down, that's been changed and switched to that patriarchic, you know, religion that we, you know, Catholic and Christianity. Go ahead.
Real quick.
No, 100%.
There was a lot of back and forth going on IG real quick about when I was saying that it was man, woman, and child. Like I was saying, it's in order to have this, it's going to take both. It's not like nobody ain't higher than nobody else.
Right. We have different roles that we play.
It's equality.
We have different roles. We have different cosmic functions and responsibilities.
But all are not important. Like there isn't one that's more important than another, is what I'm trying to say.
No, people don't look at the molecular level of the reason why there's woman, man, and child. People, you know, we're so far removed from nature. This is why I love science. This is why I love biology. This is why I love the cellular talk. Our main objective is to sustain life and keep replicating ourselves. You got to remove the idea of a bad bitch, a BBL, you know, all these different stupid ass things and reasons why we think we want to fuck. What's at the base of having sex is reproducing yourself. That is in every living organism's nature, is to replicate itself. It's to split itself. We don't talk enough about that. We don't talk enough about who we are down to the nature of who we are. So how can anybody dispute that the man, the woman, and the child is the ultimate symbol of God? It's because that is how we continue as a life source, as a life being. I think people as humans are too fucking arrogant. They think they're above the plants. They think they're above the trees. They think they're above the animals. First of all, you're not above nothing. On top of that, how you mentioned the animal kingdom, I love the bees and the ants, because I feel like they are still a structured colony. They're still a structured civilization, and they are centered around a queen. And everyone is to serve the queen to keep the reproduction up, to keep the living organism alive. So I don't see how anybody's disputing what you said, because people want to argue to hear their voice, but they don't want to get down to the nitty gritty of the actual fucking education behind the shit that they talk. You feel me? So there's no disputing it there. You are absolutely 100% correct. And if I need to back your ass up with some science and some biology, I will.
Hey. So we got comments. We're gonna go to some comments.
Let's hear some comments.
Okay, now sis, let me know. Yes, she just said.
So people agreeing with you.
Yeah, she's agreeing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are y'all seeing comments? What are they on?
Oh, you should be able to see them on your stream.
Facebook, and YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram at the same time.
Okay, that's so cool. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yes. People all over Facebook, YouTube are commenting. But
Angela Williams. Hey, Angela Williams.
All right, but
so do you want to keep talking or do you want to go?
No, we can go to another topic. I mean, I'm just glad we vibing right now. Like she just moving around.
This is the type of I love, baby. This is why I can't be an Instagram model, baby.
Listen, I'm saying, you know what I wish we could do? I wish we had like a little commercial break we could take real quick. Nigga, I ran out of liquor. I need to roll up again, but shit, let's go. Let's keep it going.
Let's talk about some ratchet news then while you get your.
I know. No, real quick. I gotta bring something up because I'm not. We had another female on the show like last week, bro. Like, I'm sorry. Like I said, I wasn't gonna bring it up. But
let's hear it.
They kind of got under my skin because, like, as a podcast host, you can't.
You was about to say a pod hole?
Yeah, as a pod host. So as a podcast host, you're really not supposed to jump on nobody, right? So we brought up R. Kelly. No, first, all right, hold on. Okay, do you have kids?
Yes,
I have daughters.
I have a daughter. I finally have a daughter.
Okay, real quick. Okay, if your daughter is going out somewhere and and she's dressed like real provocatively, like, you know what I'm saying? And one of the things you've taught her, I'm sure, is about dress. Like, I mean, talking like she's not like how she represent herself. Like, did you teach that to her? Like, I just want to ask that part first. Like, how do you feel about that? Like her dress, her attire.
Okay, so first and foremost, my daughter is 2 years old, but I am a woman and I have been the young girl and I have been the one who's had to wrestle with all of that. And so I think that it's so tricky because on one end, you want to be like, hey, you have the right to express yourself as a human being however you want. And it's people's responsibility to have their own self-control. But I also teach my sons, I have a 17-year-old and an 11-year-old, that people believe what they see because they don't like to think. I told my sons, I said, if a person shows up in a police uniform and say they're the police, everyone's going to believe that they are the police. So you have to understand how to exercise the power in the imagery that you project, right?
Now say that again. So break that down in woman's terms. If you were talking to your daughter,
so I was getting there. So when it comes down to my daughter, how I used to do it was I liked to dress sexy and I like to express myself, but I also understood that I had to be mindful of the environment. So there have been times where I have gone all out and I dressed like a whole damn hoe. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like that's the environment. This is what the girls are doing. This is how I blend in. I'm not gonna come in and dress like a nun. I'm gonna dress like a hoe. I think that there's layers to this. Because why you gonna go dress like a hoe to Walmart? You feel me? But if you're gonna go dress like a hoe to a Freaknik party, that's different. So I think that there's these layers that you have to be mindful and like read the room of the environment. You know what I mean?
Okay. So that was the first part of the question because she asked me. We were talking about girls and I said my girls are a little older. I was like, as part of what I tell her as far as raising is I don't like you wearing certain outfits. Right. Be careful of your surroundings. take a gun. Like, is there anything wrong in me telling my daughter to watch how she's dressing? Do you think, as a parent, that's anything wrong with what I said?
Well, you asked me some questions, baby. Listen, there is nothing wrong with what you're saying, but this is where I come from when it comes down to how we discuss things with our kids, especially when you have intelligent children. Okay, I got some very fucking intelligent kids. They ask me complicated questions. Okay, I think that what you have to do is explain to them and break down the psychology of how men work. I think whenever you just say, don't wear this because, if it's too blanketed, it's not going to make sense. It's just going to look like, hey, you're getting in my way of me expressing myself. But I think that you have to really break down the psychology of what you feel the threat is behind her actually going out like that and wearing things like that. And you have to express to her that it's not you. You're not the problem. What you're wearing isn't even the problem. And in a perfect world, you should be able to dress how you want and express yourself. I mean, we live in fucking Texas. It's hot. Who don't fucking want to have their ass out? Like, who don't? If we could be naked, we would. That's who we are naturally, right? But you have to break down the psychology of the male psychology. It's not even just men. I get sexually harassed by women all the time. They will grab my ass. They squeeze my tits. Like, women are the worst. But you know what? They don't have a dick. They're gonna shove into you, right? They're not gonna hold you down and shove dick into you, so they're not as much of a threat. So when I say men, it's just you have to give her the breakdown of what she needs to really be aware of before she make the choice and what she's wearing. You know what I'm saying? That, and what type of environment is it? Where are you going? And what statement are you making with how you dress? So I think that when it comes down to your daughter, you just got to get more specific and more detailed, because it's not gonna make sense. Well, like we're gonna be thinking too much. And if we know we bought this and we want to wear it, we want to fucking just wear what we bought, Well, there's not anything else going on in our mind. So you got to really sit her down. Say, baby, this is how primitive men are. This is the statement that you're making when you do this. And to better protect yourself, it's in your best interest to be mindful of how you dress when you go out into a certain type of environment.
Okay. I didn't really need the advice because I'm good. I just needed you because somebody else was attacking me because I said what I said. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to get it from another female perspective because, like, this is an all-male show. Yeah. So
it's a way. It's a way.
Exactly. But she didn't even ask about the way. She just said I shouldn't be asking that question now because women, whatever she said, I ain't even really go fuck.
And she had a more stern approach to a woman being more free having more freedom to make the decision. You know what I'm saying? Like, she should be able to wear that and that not happen. You know what I'm saying? And like,
of course.
And it shouldn't be her fault.
A child should be outside without having to worry about being kidnapped. I mean, but that's just not the world that we live in. And so it's not you controlling what she wears. It's that you've given her some education so that she can make a better decision.
Right.
So like you said, it's all about. I was gonna say my take on it. Like you said, it was all about. The point that was trying to be made, it's all about atmosphere and environment and painting a certain light. And a woman can be tried whether she's fully clothed in a sweatsuit or in a bikini. Right. It was more so, like we, creating a whole scenario where, okay, if you carry yourself like this and you dress like this, we get it. You're not supposed to be judged and looked at in that light, but unfortunately, the life we living in and the society we living in, it's not that way. You know what I'm saying? And we just have to understand that. Yeah.
And people and predators need excuses to behave in predatory ways, and they justify their behavior by blaming you. Right. So that will make you a target to someone who wants to commit the crime anyway.
Right.
And see, that's all I would see. That's how the conversation should have went. And like, we argue for
but she not me, honey. She not me though.
Okay, so let's go to actually segue to that because I was looking on. I was just getting something from TikTok because I was looking at something else.
Yeah.
But there was somebody speaking of. I can't find that video, but I found this video. Okay. So I'm gonna play it and let y'all, Let me know what y'all think about
it. YouTube, y'all can watch it. What's up? Y'all chatting. Yeah, nobody needs nothing to the imagination no more.
Hold on.
Perps.
I'm gonna have to read.
Damn, man, we ran out of fucking.
I was raped at gunpoint at work, and they still asked me what I had on.
As though that matters.
As though that matters. It's the language that we use.
Yeah.
It's the lack of media attention. It's the lack of resources. 71,000 Black girls under 17 went missing in 2021. And they were identified as runaways. 9 out of 10 were identified as runaways. If you're identified as a runaway, no Amber Alert, or no law enforcement attention, nothing.
Having covered Gabby Petito on the ground and knowing that this has brought more awareness to that issue, we're talking about it more than I could ever recall as a journalist. How much do you think the show has helped with that conversation?
I mean, we've only been out a few days, but already the response has been enormous. And we have heard from every organization that does this work. The media decides who holds importance, which.
So I'm just gonna break that down so that y'all can talk, but I'm also gonna put on the screen something of perspective, because like if we're saying that here's the statistic of how many children were missing that were of color in 2021. If we're saying 71,000 of those are Black teen girls, that's a problem.
So that's
so let me know what y'all think about that. Go ahead.
You know, we would talk about this right before the show, because we was going to use it as a topic. That's more than half. That's more than half of that number. So, like for me, that's why I'm with the compound living, because of accountability for the children. For one, I want to hear other solutions, but for me, I'm strong on that, because strength in numbers. But what are we gonna do about this? What do y'all think?
It's so stressful. It's so stressful because I know that a lot of those missing persons aren't just limited to women, but I know that there are a lot of Black girls who get sucked into trafficking. And I know that our music plays a role in that. I'm not blaming the music, okay? Because the actions of people is the actions of people. But something that fucked me up was I had a friend who she took a job that sent her to Dubai. And she loved the job so much. She did a lot of traveling, but she was Black passing, right? She's like Puerto Rican. What she told me was that when you come to Dubai and you're Black, they automatically assume that you come into hoe or to be a prostitute.
What?
And I was like, what the fuck? So you mean if I'm trying to go out there on vacation because I want to see how beautiful this place is, men are going to approach me thinking that I was a hoe or a prostitute,
Right.
He said, yeah. And I'm like, why? And then I had to think about it, like, Black women have been sexually exploited since the beginning of time. We could talk about Sarah Bartman, who now every bitch of every race want a fat ass booty because of Sarah Bartman. They think that they just want to ask because they want to ask, but what they're trying to do is imitate the Black woman. The Black woman is the epitome of sexuality and fertility. And a Black woman who has a small waist and a fat ass, that's a sign of good, strong genetics. So every bitch out here want to be a Black woman. They all want to portray that they got these genetics. They want to attract the gods, right? So I understand that there is respect, that there should be a level of sexual respect for us because we fucking hold that torch. However, we got music and stuff like that exploit us. When it comes down to people outside of our frequency who are not hardwired to think outside of what they're taught and told, they're going to automatically believe that because these type of people make this type of music, that this is the type of people that they are. It made me feel like, damn, our music to us is entertainment to us, but outside of us, it's like a way of, people think that it's
That's how they that's how they classify us. That's truth to them.
Who we are. We know like a lawyer, a woman who's a lawyer, attorney, a doctor, who is a respectable woman, will go out and shake her ass. You feel me? She will go and have fun and have a good time and twerk and drop it like it's hot and get back to business. But that doesn't mean that that's just who we are as women and that we're just sexually available. So I think that it does not help when we got music and stuff talking about Pound Town and, you know, like we just got all this music that's saying, hey, there's nothing more to me than sex. So it makes me feel like that we're dealing with, of course, we're dealing with human trafficking on a larger level, but it makes me feel like that people are coming and taking our girls for reasons like that. Not blaming.
Can I throw something in the mix real quick? Just and I want to get your take on this, Blue. And then if you don't have to speak on it, because this is about to be a touchy subject, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to bring up. So if you don't want to speak on it, you don't have to. But I'm just going to throw this in the mix.
Hey, real quick, can I just read a statement real quick for the comments real quick? Okay. Just real quick.
Oh, go ahead.
All things discussed with our children should be broken down and elaborated on to avoid misunderstanding and raising adults with future bias. Go ahead, Z.
Yeah, that's a fact. Yeah, hell yeah. And that's funny. I'm glad you read that because this is about to be something that you can pretty much throw into that mix. With the whole gender bending thing that's going on now, is it disrespectful when you see people declaring themselves as a woman and saying, I know what it feels like to be a woman? Like, and I'm gonna bring up an example. The lady that made Harry Potter and all of that, she came out and made a statement. It's about a couple years ago. She was like, fuck, like she tweeted it, like, fuck that. You don't know what it's like to be a woman. Like, yeah, it's okay. You know, yeah, if you want to identify as such and such, but now you pushing a certain line to where you're telling women, you know what it feels like to be a woman. Now you're just bending the whole rules of reality. You know what I'm saying? So is there going to be a certain point where as women, you know what I'm saying? Like, is there going to be a certain point that as women,
she not having that shit.
Like, I feel like everybody, we're going to accept everybody for who they are, but the black woman being the gods of the planet and the goddesses of the planet, excuse me, like, we need y'all to give pushback on that. We can't fight that fight for y'all. Like, I can't say to a dude, hell no, you ain't no fucking woman, but we need y'all to say that so they can just understand, like, yo, okay, be who you are. But now you kind of taking it too far when you say I'm a woman. Like, no, you're not. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I can check that shit too, because they trying to portray themselves as women because they want y'all. It don't got nothing to do with us. They want heterosexual masculine men. They want y'all. Okay? Period. Y'all definitely push back.
That's a pause.
Pause.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, true. Yeah, so you definitely.
Spoiler alert, nigga. Didn't you hear me? Keep it to yourself.
So
you ain't got, you know, they trying to. So I'm very vocal when it comes down to this because I gatekeep being a woman.
We need to tread lightly, though.
No, we can tread lightly. That's fine. Yeah. No disrespect, but also I don't have to lower myself to nobody else.
As long as you said that, you good. As long as you said no disrespect in the beginning.
Anybody that's listening,
with all due respect,
I have just the right to be me and to represent who I am and to identify how I feel and see fit. I'm not of a lesser than because other people decided they want to be something. Okay, right. I respect every human being as a human being first. You have a right to be on this journey and figure out who you are and how you want to move, and you have a right. It's your life-given right to express yourself the best way that you see fit. However, I don't have to be bullied or pressured into thinking outside of what makes sense to the being that I am. What makes sense to me is that I am a woman, and it takes more to be a woman than just a feeling. It is a cosmic responsibility, and they try to tell us just because you give birth don't mean that you're a woman, honey. Why are you denouncing the very source that it took for you to even be here and express yourself as a woman being? You need to have respect for the divine womb and not try to push us out of the way like we are irrelevant because you want to live how you want to live. You living how you want to live don't got nothing to do with me. But I feel like that they are imposing. So I saw that clip on the Breakfast Club. It pissed me off. I was in the comments going the fuck off. Okay. It was that one actor and he had said something. He said natural born women. He offended the gay man that was sitting there. He offended the trans woman that was sitting there. They stopped and said, no, this is how you need to say it. And this is how you need to speak.
Wow.
And there ain't nothing natural. A cisgender woman is assigned a woman. So what pissed me off, listen, this is what pissed me off. First of all, don't talk to this grown ass man like you are a motherly authoritative figure. First of all, you ain't never gave birth a day in your life. You ain't got a motherfucking child that ever came out of your life. Don't talk to this black man like he's wrong. Don't try to tell him how to speak or how to elaborate on what he's saying. It's your job to sit the fuck back and shut the fuck up and understand where he's coming from. Just like we got to sit the fuck back and understand where the hell y'all coming from. You don't get to bully us into submission because you need to think a certain way about yourself in order to feel some type of way. Right. I'm not going to back down and I'm not going to yield and I'm not going to submit to you. And it just pissed me off because you're not a mother. You're not a grandmother. Don't ever try to assert that level of authority on a whole nother fucking man. You're a man sitting there. You're a man sitting there. And I feel like what this is toxic patriarchy because men are going to find a way to oppress women, even if they got to get titties and get their dicks cut off. It's all about trying to get it's all about trying to get in front of the woman. And I feel like when y'all brought up earlier that that patriarchy was dying, how else can you take control of the feminine movement or the matriarchal power that's coming up? How else could you take control of the rise of matriarchal power? Well, you fucking transition to a woman. It's the same in another way. You feel me?
And here's the story real quick. And y'all can Google this to prove this point. There was a man, I want to say it was in Russia. I don't know for sure, but I don't think it was Russia, but it was somewhere. I don't think it was the United States. But anyway, Google it. He was having a custody battle with the kids. He ended up having a sex change, identified as a woman, and won the custody battle.
What?
Ain't that some shit? Yeah, Google it. I'm not making this shit up. I'm not making it up. During the custody battle, he changed his whole identity, identified as a woman, and won the fucking custody battle.
I wanted to
that is crazy to me. You know what? They opening up cans of worms that they are not gonna be ready. Because if we all just gonna get out here and identify as shit and we're gonna have rights, then I identify as a very wealthy fucking white man. And where's my coin? Where's my coin? So if you gonna look at me and say you can't identify as a white man, you're a black woman, then why the fuck can you say that to someone who's trying to identify as a woman? Right. Let me tell you something. They will never let a fucking woman play on the NFL or in the NBA. Never. They don't care how much they identify as.
It is?
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
Nah, I think I got a delay though, because I'm looking at the screen. That should be mad delayed.
Sorry.
Yo, I was talking to I was talking to my, yeah, you do, but we need it because you're getting a lot of comments. But I was talking to my spiritual advisor, right? And when I was talking to him the other day, he said to me something. He's like, the hourglass is upside down now, right? And he was trying to explain what that meant. He was like, the way how things were running before were like in another way. Now that it's upside down, it was like the time for women is here. And like, I was like, elaborate what you mean. He was like, if you can look now, he was like, first of all, there are more men that want to be women. He was like he was trying to say if I'm saying it right, the feminine, the time for the feminine, divine
femininity.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like we're in that.
I heard that recently. That's why I know that.
Yeah.
Yo, he's calling. Yo, hold on. Yo, this is crazy. He's calling me right now. My spiritual advisor, bro. Like literally. Hold on.
Yeah.
Wow. That's wild.
Hey, what's up, bro? Yeah, I got you. Yo, hey, do me a favor.
Do me a
favor.
working on it.
No, say something to me. You're on the podcast, right? Okay. Explain to me real quick when you was talking about how the hourglass was upside down. Okay. And we're in the age of the, feminine.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, first is the hourglass. All right.
Right.
All the sands is out. Okay, at the top is a V. All right.
Yeah.
And at the bottom, the reason why the top is a V because at the bottom is the male pointing up, like the Washington Monument, like the
right.
What's the other one? In Egypt. The palace, however you want.
Right.
That's at the bottom now.
Okay.
Basically, the men is that symbolize the men at the bottom now. Because the sands is at the bottom.
Okay.
You said that the men are at the bottom? I can kind of hear you.
Yes, he's saying that like right now the men is at the bottom of that. Right.
Because that's where the men belong. They already came and tried to take power that didn't belong to them to begin with. They threw out the whole motherfucking balance of the world.
All right, yeah, we got you though, but thank you, bro.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
Women belong.
I mean, I was trying to prove a point, and I was saying something that you told me. So, yeah, so it just so happened you called while, you know what I'm saying, while I was doing it. So
that was wild. That was wild.
Yeah. So appreciate you though, but I got you tomorrow.
So in my comments,
I know that.
In my comments, one of the men wanted me to reiterate what one of you guys said, and that's that males are the ones that are wanting to be women, and it's not the men. Men ain't out here trying to be women.
Oh, okay. We got you.
Because y'all's the men's, and y'all not trying to be women's.
Yeah.
No. You still have to keep your masculinity. Like the thing is, men still like we still have to keep our masculinity. Like we still have to protect. Right. How you gonna protect in a skirt? Like you really can't. Like you can't fight nothing with fingernails and like you can scratch, but I'm not going against nobody. I'm not going against nobody. I'm just saying what it really is. Like this is a fact. Like I told my wife this the other day. Like I was telling her, like I was like, look, we made it this far because of you. Period. I was like going through all this shit. I was a fucker. Like honestly, like she kept picking me up, and of course I picked her up too as well when she needed that type of like whatever she needed. But I understand. But I understand my role. Like, and I think sometimes as men, we don't really just want to accept the role that we have. Like, if we just spoke, like, for real, and whatever it may be at the time, because sometimes I was a house dad. You know what I'm saying? Like, where I had to cook and I had to clean. I had to, like, I was that dude, but it didn't, whatever it takes, you just got to do that shit. You know what I'm saying? Right. Like, and I think, and my woman, like she knows this. Like I'll get up, like I praise her because for real, she took me from a piece of shit, literally, to something of great. Like I know I'm great now, and I know why, bro. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna take nothing away from a woman, but I just, fathers need to build up their ladies, their daughters.
Woo!
Fathers need to build up their daughters, so they could, become strong and create more leaders. We also need to do better with our sons so they could do the same.
Nothing is going to restore the balance like you guys loving us again, loving us the way that you love your mothers and your grandmas. And there's no evidence that points to the fact that the Black woman is God, like how much talking about somebody's mama on a playground will get your ass whooped.
Yeah.
So does it start with
ass? Because they said Joe Mama. That's like fucking disrespecting Jesus. Like, bitch, catch these hands. Don't you ever say my mama. Don't you ever say my grandma. But a friend of mine. Does it
start with a shift in I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, Blue. Does it start in a shift in like think of the doo-wop days when they were singing and all of that, and then here come, it was about love and loving your woman. There was a certain shift in the music. Now, did that shift the culture? Now, I ain't gonna say there wasn't disrespecting women. There was pimps and hoes back then too. It was all kind of wild shit going on. But can that help at least if we start shifting the culture in the music? You know what I'm saying? Because there is still a lot of disrespectful shit being said about women in the music, and women allowing a lot of disrespect to be said about them. Like, so how can we attack? Like, what we got to attack the problem somewhere. Like, so I guess music is one thing, entertainment is another. But like you said, we got to shift the frequency back to love. Everything got to be about loving and.
Can I say something? Can I say something about that love?
Sure.
I think love needs to be seen. Like, I feel like nobody really like it needs to be shown. Like everybody needs to see love. Like, we see so much negativity. Like, how we are. We go out places. We speaking to everybody. Yo, what's up, brother? How you doing? Like, it's okay to show love. Like, it's okay to. That needs to be done more. And I think also with kids too, because coming from a situation, as a youngster, I didn't know how to be like we said, we were single, we were raised by women. Like, we don't know how, I didn't see how a man's supposed to raise a woman. Thank God for my grandfather who was there till he passed away. I had that, but we didn't know how we should treat a woman other than what we saw on TV or what the rappers said or what the movies are doing. You know what I'm saying? That's how and for real, that's how I live, bro. Like,
hell yeah, me too. Hell yeah.
I mean, you know what? You can go far being raised as a woman. I don't care what people are saying out here. Men learn every single thing from women. We're your God. We're the one that you cling to the second that you take your first breath. We're the ones. Like, we are literally your God. And I use that term loosely because I feel like, terminology, people like to war over terminology. Terminology is deep. However, as Black people, and I use that term lightly too, because I know that Black is not a real race. So just understand, I'm just trying to appeal to the masses. Black people, we have certain rituals that have been a part of our nature since the beginning of time. And when I told y'all earlier that we've had our spirituality stolen, you guys know that that's how they took it. They took our rituals, they took our music, they took the frequencies that respond to the nature of who we are. So music, hair, identity, all that type of shit. Like the fact that Black women love doing hair, that's a ritual for us as a people. So we've had all of our rituals hijacked and used as weapons formed against us. There is no greater way to express yourself than fucking music. Like, there's a science behind the frequency of songs and beats and music. So the fact that there was a whole shift,
that's why the
loving each other. Like, if somebody play an R&B song, you're gonna be trying to think of the last person you fucking love.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right. But that's why our culture is the most influential. Like, hip hop, R&B, everything that we've done is the most influential thing in our society. Period.
In the world,
global.
Like Japanese rappers right now.
Right. They wear the clothes that we wear. They want to be like us. Everybody has copied us.
Everybody, and it's American Black people too. Don't get it twisted. Right. It's something about the culture of American Black people. We're a little bit different than everybody else. We ain't quite put our fingers on it yet. They done changed our names and classifications and everything so many times. It's some intentional confusion going on here, but it's something going on with the American Black people, even though all Black people have a certain type of frequency and we all are the standard of the fucking world. We are living beings who have ungoverned spirits, if that makes sense. We're ungoverned. We naturally by nature express being alive on a daily basis. Everyone else have to be taught to live. They have to follow a structure. They have to follow a rule. They have to be told. Black people are the most ungoverned spiritual people ever. This is why we've had our rituals fucking hijacked to be used for the greater good of the rest of the damn population. I think we done figured out why we're a threat during this podcast.
That might be the name of this podcast. Why are black people a threat?
I thought we had no power. I thought we were nothing.
Powerful, we got everything. Look, I loved everything you were saying, man. Right? But there's a big but. Like,
yeah, I got one.
See, right? Everybody has one. Like whether it's small, big, vice versa, whatever. Everybody has an opinion, which is ass.
No, I got a big butt.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway.
Info guy, insert drum roll.
All right.
I know I'm late. I'm sorry.
Man needs woman. And I guess woman needs man. I mean, that's I'm ready to go somewhere else. I'm ready to talk about something else. Like,
what you mean?
I'm ready to talk about something else.
Well, listen, as much as we would like to, as much as I would like to, I know it's 9:24. So how long we want to go? We've been going about an hour and 40 minutes already.
Hey, y'all got a lot of people watching. We got about 12 people watching.
Fuck it, let's go. Let's keep going.
Let's talk about like I love talking black. So let's just go different areas of black. Like if we're gonna talk about black, like we were talking about because we was on. I don't like the back and forth with men and women because I know we both need each other somehow, some way. Like regardless.
Yeah.
Like whether
it's more of an understanding. Yeah, we need to just get understanding of each other.
Let me ask you a question. So we all see, I don't know if everybody's seen the what Dr. Umar has been going viral for or whatever. But let me ask you a question about some of the things that he said outside of the other things. Like moving forward, okay? Like I know personally that man has been trying to build a school and do these things for a long time. What do y'all think about like progressing and moving forward? Like, does it have to be where we build schools that are confined in their laws and everything else? Or do we do like what Jimmy is saying in regards to being a messenger, getting the compounds together or whatever, and we just teach them without really having to worry about like that education side, because that's easy to us, right? Like most of us, really why black children have issues in that system of public schools, etc., is because one, they're getting taught by people who don't look like them. Right. Two, the information that they're getting taught is pretty much like subjected on like things that have to involve nothing that has to deal with them, not their everyday life, what they have to deal with, etc. So a lot of times when they do go to those, like when they talk about ADHD and all of that stuff, a lot of that stuff is because that shit is bullshit and they don't want to, stand attention to that. It's not appealing to them, right? It doesn't enhance their brain in regards to grasping knowledge because it's meaningless to them. So what do y'all think about that?
We definitely don't need another black leader to rise up and tell us a damn thing. Like, no, all they do is shoot them down like fucking ducks, and we ain't got time for that, and we don't need that. Okay. I think that what we need to do right now is focus on our own healing, because as a whole, we've come from so many generations of trauma and everything that we've had to go through in order for them to even establish this very temporary fucking fragile system. We have not quite recovered from that. So I think that before we can even start thinking about solutions and what we need to do, we need to go internal and tap back into our nature. I think having conversations like this that we have today help with how we're perceiving women, how we're perceiving our mothers, how we're perceiving even the union of, men. Of us.
Say men.
What do you mean?
Say men. You didn't say men.
Well, I'm saying First of all, we not only need men, we desire the fuck out of y'all. We've proven to ourselves time after time and after time after time that we can survive without you. Yes, we can. But there is always that emptiness and that yearning for companionship, because we know that there's supposed to be a yin to our yang. Now, I think, let's, I'm gonna bring up a topic here in a second. Let me write it down. But just to touch on his topic, I think that we need to focus on the healing of ourselves internally from the inside out first, and get our spirits aligned. And I think once we get back into spiritual alignment, and I'm not talking about religion, I'm not talking about Jesus, I'm not talking about none of that. I've literally studied every fucking religion, and I came back down to this. I came back, circled all the way back around to this conclusion. We have to tap back into our own personal level of morality that's backed by the nature of who we are. I think once we do that, we can get really creative on how we're going to do this shit.
Z, Jimmy, y'all, what do y'all think?
You know what I mean? You know what I think? Like I want us to be us. I want to be FUBU, straight the fuck up, for us, by us. Everything, schooling, like we need, but like the starting part, I just feel that we as a people, like we can have, I told you before, like my secret off-grid situation where I'm trying to work out where we setting up certain things where, because the only way it's going to happen, because the masses there are too many sheep and there are not enough wolves, right?
Thanks.
So if we need to have more of these conversations off grid, in different places, and start setting up, like how you see in the movies that we watch, and we just laugh at them and think they movies. Like how the underground movement is. It's a bunch of movements all over. Like it's not going to take. It's going to take.
We ain't the only one.
It's going to take 500 us's, groups of us's. Like when I say us's, I'm talking about the ones that are having this conversation.
Yeah.
We need to be sending out word to another group over here. Then it needs to be another group over there. Because you can't, everybody ain't, listen, we got a saying here. Everybody ain't coming on this arc. Like when it's time to go, some of you niggas is getting left behind.
Getting left, period. Some of you need to be executed, to be honest. That's a whole nother goddamn conversation. Like,
but
no, that's the truth.
So
Z,
that's the truth.
My thing is
that's true.
Going back to I'm agreeing with everything that Blue said and what Jimmy said. This is just my only thing is this, like, when are we going to fully break away from the system? Like, as if we just going to just fully rebel, like, that's what I'm like, I'm at the point where we're just going to have to be the sacrificial lambs for the generations to come if we truly want to flip the system. Because at the end of the day, go ahead.
Well, to your point, he said that it might be some other things that we might do that is necessary, like pick up some pitchforks and stuff like that, like Nat King Cole.
Yeah.
So yeah. See, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah. Hell yeah. On some Nat Turner shit. Like, fuck it. This what it is. Like, we tired of this shit. Like, because we still in some type of form of slavery. Once they stamped us with that social security number and all this shit, like you paying taxes at the end of the year, we still like all of this shit is bullshit. This system we living in, we all know this. You know what I'm saying? So we still in some form of slavery. So
we don't even have a nationality. We don't even have like a law existence of the paperwork war. A guy on my comments said that we shouldn't depend on schools to give us any type of knowledge. I think that we cannot. I just came to this conclusion because I love history. I love reading books. I love learning about what was. Because what was to teach us about what is, right? But I just came to the conclusion that we are not going to be able to do anything the way that it has already been done, ever. There will not be any going back. And being indigenous, high frequency people is what I like to, when I'm talking to my people in the know, those are the terms that I like to use. We are hardwired for infinite creativity. Like these motherfuckers have attached to us because of our abilities to create. They don't have the ability to create. They can imitate, they can steal, they can follow, you know, but they're not creating shit out of thin air. That's us. And I think that once we reach this certain level of healing, we're going to re-tap into our abilities to really create. And this time, we got a whole lot of research and a whole lot of knowledge. We have a whole lot of fucking experience. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this next time, we're going to do better. But we have to get out of the habit of thinking that it's something that we're going to have to do that's been done. That, like, the way that these motherfuckers study us down to the molecules of what makes us up, you know what I'm saying? They already know everything that there is to know about us at this point. Now it's time to create new, to reinvent to shed old skins, to shed old ideas, to shed old theories.
Break chains, what I say.
Yeah.
Break
chains.
Like we can't let mentally what the past, like everything that's been, like that shit has been, that shit is gone. We got to start from today. If we are worrying about, like, because like I worry, like, look, I keep saying this and I'm gonna keep fucking screaming it. I got grandkids now. And to know that me, who wasn't supposed to make a certain age, actually made that, and then the seed has another, I'm thinking long term. Like, I'm really thinking about the future. And I don't like the protector in me, I need to, like, we gotta do this now. And I'm with y'all or without y'all, I'm making shit happen. Now, I'm not saying y'all in the hole. I'm just saying with anybody else. Like, we got plans. Like,
Harry,
we got bro. We got plans, and I don't care about
Harry
nothing
Tubman said, "Fuck y'all niggas."
If you're not with what I'm talking. So
man, you getting pushed to the side. Like, get out of here.
What she say? The mothership ain't gonna save you. Everybody ain't on the mothership. Everybody's not getting on.
I'm telling you.
I think that where we are right now as a people, there's a part of me that knows everything that's happened and transpired and thus far, but there's a small part of me that feel like we're still right on time. Like it's like pressure, like things have to get, like, how pressure works, has to tighten, then boom. I think that we're reaching the boom period of the pressure of everything that's happening to explode and fall apart. I think we're right on time with, I'm trying to figure out the best way to say this without making it sound like everything that's happening is okay, because everything that we know that's not right is not okay. I'm not trying to say that, but what I am saying is that I feel like that we might be on the course of nature, doing what nature do. Just like you can build concrete over grass, there's going to be a fucking piece of grass that's going to find its way through the concrete. You get what I'm saying? And I feel like we're in that era right now. We're like, nature is restoring itself, even though we can't really see it. That's why you have this shift in matriarchal energy growing. And we have people who are just studying us and trying to always get in front of the nature of who we are. They're literally anti-nature. They're like, because nature supports us, right? So of course they're anti-nature. So we're dealing with sources and energies that are studying us constantly and trying to get in front of us every time, So that makes me feel like, maybe we are actually on track and right on time and doing things the way that they're supposed to be done, even though we can't quite see it. We don't get the full picture right now, but I feel like the pieces are they're all coming together in a way.
Right. Yeah. Sheesh. Listen, man, we can have this conversation. We can keep going if y'all want. I know I keep bringing up the time. I'm just trying to be mindful, because I'll be wanting to keep people up late, including myself, nigga.
I do want to say one thing. Remember, I had to hold on to my point earlier. Okay, I wrote it down. So I wanted to tell my men and my black men that I need y'all to understand that when a woman says that she don't need a man and she's going through her I don't need a man stage, I want to tell my Black men to support women when they're going through that. I don't want y'all to like be offended or be like, oh, she don't need a man. We got a lot of men right now who rebel against us when we go through this phase. I want my Black men to understand that when a woman is going through her I don't need a man phase, it's a part of her healing to understand that she doesn't have to be codependent on a man. Most of the time when a woman goes through a stage like that, she tries to extend herself to an unworthy man because she just wanted to be everything that she wanted to be for him, but she wasn't paying attention to the reciprocation and what it means for her to get the same type of support back. So she might have ran herself into the damn ground behind a man. So in order to rebuild ourselves up when we've sacrificed ourselves like that to a man, we have to go through the I don't need a man phase. So I want my men to support us when we're going through it and see it as a way that we are just trying to heal from unfortunate events. We're trying to heal from our own delusions, and we're trying to heal from the lies that we told ourselves, and we're just trying to heal from everything that we thought, and we have to undo everything we thought. So I just think you guys should just support us more when we go through that because it's not permanent. We love you. We desire you. You're like our biggest threat and our biggest desire. Imagine having to like manage some shit like that every damn day, you know? Like, we love y'all.
You know, yeah. I never looked at it like that. Yeah, I can honestly say I never looked at it like that from a standpoint of her just saying this, that, and the third. It was always like, hell nah, you need a man. Like, I always took it personal when you heard a woman say that. Like, hell nah, you need a man for this, that, and the third. But yeah, you put a different perspective. Even, I mean, I'm literally up until this point just now, I always felt that way. So
yeah, no, I want to leave all of our Black men with. Just support her when she's saying she don't need a man. That's coming from a place of pain. It's coming from a place of disappointment, and it's coming from a place of hurt. And she has to approve herself that she's okay without the person. So that's a momentum that she have to keep up in order to move forward. So always support your sister when she says she don't need a man, because she don't need a detrimental man. She don't need a dangerous man. She don't need a man that's hurt. She don't need a man that's abusive, you know. So we have to go through this. So just support your sisters when they go through that. Okay.
No. All right. So I'm gonna flip that, right?
Okay.
So I'm gonna do like I'm not in that situation at all. So you know, right? Because I'm, you know, whatever. But to dudes, hold on. To dudes, to ladies, if a guy says, "Yo, you know, I'm not looking for nothing either," then I need women, because I'm speaking from the man side, like, you know, you speaking from the woman side.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna represent. So I'm like the Verizon commercial. Can you tell us, right? when we come in there and they say stuff like, "Look, I'm not even looking for nothing right now," then maybe it's coming from his past relationship, and he might have just had a toxic baby mama who might have just drove him crazy, or maybe he just, you know, need time to take his time before he jump into a relationship and then end up with his car keyed, and
he not just trying to fuck. Yeah, he not just trying to fuck, basically. Yeah,
he might not just want to. So I think you know, women should also, like, if we're gonna meet at the gate, we gotta meet to, you know, like, all right, what you want, and then it's like, okay, bet you give me that, I
could understand that.
You know what I'm saying? It's
in my perspective, because of my situation and taking care of my daughter.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying, in regards to really not. There hasn't been like a serious relationship around her in a long time, so I watch out in regards to that. So and I kind of keep any like situation that I have with a woman kind of until I've established that that's what I want, you know. We dating and we're committed and et cetera, but I don't know. I kind of agree with that.
I'm just saying, yeah.
So there's a woman who I feel like is making a point to back you up. She said, her name is Dumel and Honey. Hey girl, she's on my live. She said men should have time to heal also because it's better that way when you come to join someone else in a terms of a relationship. So I feel like men go through a phase too. It may not necessarily be like I don't need a woman, you know what I'm saying? But if a man is saying I don't want nothing serious, that don't make me feel like that he's trying to heal. That make me feel like he's trying to cope. Like I want the sex, I want your body, but I don't want the responsibility. That's not the same as you trying to go through a phase of where you're trying to heal and reconfigure and reestablish who you are. I don't think that it's really even. Like a woman going through, I don't need a man.
Now hold up. Time out. So a man can't want companionship, but at the same time not want nothing serious. But like I don't want to be labeled a hoe. I don't want to be labeled a hoe. So I know what I'm saying. This what I'm saying. As a man, we don't want to be labeled a hoe. So I would like to be able to have that one person that I can hang out with, do all of these other things with. We're just not together until I figure this shit out. A man is not allowed to do that.
Involving someone else in your life, that makes no sense. That's going to complicate things. That's going to fuck shit up for you. First of all, you got to understand the chemical exchange between a man and a woman. You can't.
All right, but if I'm up front, if the man is up front, but if the man is up front and he's saying, "Hey, this is what it is from the jump," before we even have a drink. He's always saying this. He's saying, yeah, you know, and these are the conversations y'all having. You have to understand if there's any feelings that get involved, and that's on the party who agreed to not catch feelings. You see what I'm saying? Whether the man or woman, because it could go both ways. But I
can sit down at the table with you and say, hey, this is $20. But when I look at that shit, I clearly see it's $5. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't fucking matter, you know? The reality of the
see, and then we can't catch a break. We can't catch a break.
You can't catch a break because she's receptive. She's receptive. You can't sit down with a woman and say, hey, you cool enough to have sex with, but I don't want to be responsible for you. Or I don't want to be responsible for your being. And I don't want to take you serious. You're not that important right now because of the phase that I'm going through in my life. But can I still sex you? Like, that's so fucked up. That makes a woman feel super fucking rejected.
But a woman can do that. But you just said, but Blue, you just said a woman can do that to a man.
I'm saying when a woman is going through the I don't need a man phase, she's trying to heal from her idea of being with a man is. Now, once she gets through that, maybe she can handle having just a platonic relationship, but it's not the same. Because really, oftentimes when a woman is going through healing, she ain't having no sex. Like it's women out here that celibate for 11 years, 10 years, 5 years. It ain't about just having somebody access your body for a fun time. With a woman going through the I don't need a man phase, she's not trying to offer her body up for a fun time or a temporary time. She really trying to like clear out her energy. We really do that. Like y'all don't do that. Y'all fucking cope and say, I'm just gonna go fuck this girl even though she's not important. Y'all think y'all can go and put yourself above women y'all lay with. That's
right. See, I didn't know. If you add in that factor when you say she's not having sex, then yeah, that makes it different. You're right. So I can agree. Yeah, that makes a difference. But
some women, they are having sex. Some women out here, they're wired. They can have some casual sex. I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. All y'all ain't good at sex, and some of us don't ever want to come back.
Okay, stop right there. Okay, that's where I wanted to go. See, I think the problem comes once you do come across. See, that's the problem.
Okay.
I think when they become toxic for real, or when there's like for us, when we see, we can admit this though. Like we've done something that may have been a little extra with us, you know, do a little extra, get a little wetter, squirt, maybe whatever the case may be.
Somebody said bullshit. I know too many that's still getting theirs while healing.
Yeah, it don't mean that you're not being sexually active.
Okay, but why can't a man do the same thing?
So this is the thing. When y'all talking about the man, are you saying he's going through a I don't need a woman phase? Because he's
the same way you're going through a you don't need a man phase. He's going through a he don't need a woman phase. Why does it have to be?
He's going through a I don't want a woman phase.
See, that's your wording. See, okay, that's the problem with men and women. See, we say something.
Right. Now, this is how y'all operate regardless. Y'all don't have to have gone through trauma.
Hey, Jimmy. Hey, Jimmy.
It's not the same.
She said, hey, Jimmy, hey, we got her. Because Blue talk about some, we got her. Because Blue talk about some for men, it's a I don't want a woman phase. But for women, it's a I don't need a man phase. You see what I'm saying? Like, the wording in itself changes the whole thing.
No,
it changes it.
This is already how y'all operate. Down to the fact that y'all feel like y'all can just fuck on a girl who's a hoe, a well-known hoe, but you ain't gotta value her. It's not the same. That's just how y'all operate. Y'all gonna get what y'all can get when y'all can get it. But for a woman, y'all hold us to higher standards about who we allow to access our body.
Yeah, okay, wait a minute.
It's our fault. If he wasn't, it's always our fault.
See, I'm gonna tell you why. Because you are the mothers of the universe. Like, I mean, show you, like, we hold you at a standard, I mean, earlier you said y'all were Jesus. So we look at our Jesus, to be holy. So yes, we're going to hold you to a standard.
Exactly.
If that's how we're going to hold
y'all. So if you holding us to this standard, why are you trying to make the comparison? It's not the same. Y'all don't have the same standards. So why would it apply to you if you're going through some, I don't want a relationship right now versus a woman going through I don't need a man's phase. Like, I'm telling y'all that I don't need a man phase comes from pain and hurt. You just talking about being a regular old reckless dick slanging ass nigga.
Nah, see, what if I'm hurt from my last relationship and I just said, hey, you know, it's only been about 6 or 7 months since me and my lady broke up. Yeah, we can hang out, you know, because I love your company. Let's go hang out, do a movie, whatever the fuck. I just want some, I enjoy your company, but I just don't want it to be serious. So you're free to do whatever. And if you find love, have fun. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can, you know, but I just don't want nothing serious because of what I've been through, and I need time to clear that up.
She don't want to hear that.
No, the way that he articulated that sounded so wonderful. And I think that if that's your approach under those circumstances,
that's what I thought I said the first
time. No, it wasn't exactly. You didn't exactly lay it out like that. You was like, you made it sound like that y'all just gonna be that same nigga that's gonna fuck the neighborhood hoe.
Oh, nah.
Yo,
it's the same way.
Do you know this guy? Do you know this guy that we're talking about? Like, I just want to know, do you know him personally? Because this guy is causing a lot of trouble in every community. Like, I don't know if it's the same thing.
Yeah, no. Like, I have to agree because I think, like, I don't know, because as older men, we don't even know who that guy is.
Who is he?
I'll
go kick his ass.
Like, at some point, we gotta understand that black men can be emotionally mature enough to understand what is going on, right? So we can have the same type of emotions to come out just like you guys do, in regard to trying to find somebody that we want to be compatible with, that we want to be with, that we want to have companionship with, regardless of how, who, gender, whatever. So, and it all comes back to like I don't think we're equal in a sense that man and woman. What I think we are equal in is like human. Like, we do have emotions that we all have, that we all put out, that we all like, men and women. So when it comes to emotions,
I'm emotional than a mother.
When you get older and you're emotionally mature, you understand that this bride who cheated on me, did me wrong, whatever, is somebody I have to recoup from. And so if I'm going to continue to like have a companionship, eventually I'm gonna try to go out there. And if I decide to say, hey, I just want to be a companion to you, find out who you are, whatever, I should be able to do that and not be called a hoe. And as long as I keep it 100 and let her know what it is before we get into all this other stuff.
Yo, it's called accountability. Okay. It's called accountability. Like I'm big with accountability. Like if we start taking ownership for our actions, right? Both sides, like men, women, everybody. Like if we start taking accountability for what we've done, because like a lot of times people be like, yo, my baby daddy this, my baby mama that, like that, like men ain't this, men ain't that. But you fuck with this nigga. Like at one point, you and then you was probably bragging about the nigga to everybody and tell them how great he was.
I've been there.
I think women do the same thing when with women, with men, like he's the greatest I've ever had, and so what happens is if it don't work out right, you made your fucking bed, whether the covers is lay in that shit, like take accountability, and we like, cause we ain't never men, women, like we ain't never gonna come together if we all skeletons in a fucking closet. And we ain't gonna keep and we just gonna keep hiding them. Says, hey, you ready? Like you gonna kiss him to go to bed at night. Then you gonna go to the closet and be like, hey, don't you say a fucking word about anything I did before, please. And then you come out and then you go to bed. That shit ain't never gonna fucking really work. So I don't, the back and forth with me, like, like I'm a Libra. I'm about equality. Like I'm about scales. Like I want to keep.
Lord, not a Libra.
Yeah, definitely.
On behalf of the accountability of the women, I'll say that a lot of us have issues with falling for our idea and our delusions when it comes down to men. And I think we should all, as women, definitely take more accountability there, because when you're so involved with your own thoughts and ideas and hopes and stuff, when it comes down to characterizing a man, you are definitely going to miss the marks and the signs that you need. And then a lot of us, when we get them, we're in denial about it because we already invested so much. We already gave up too much coochie, and it's like, fuck, it can't be this, until finally we are forced out of those delusions. So I'm saying when a woman goes through the I don't need a man stage, that's I think that is a part of her kind of taking accountability. If she's honest with her part and why shit went wrong. And for a lot of women, and not just women, but I can only speak, I know how to be a woman, our codependency on having someone fuck us up every time. So we need to always make sure that we take accountability on behalf of that. Like, who do I even think I am, and why am I the way that I am, and what is it that I'm expecting from this person? If I'm not honest with myself about who I am, I'm not going to find a partner who's going to honestly align up with who I am. So I think women should definitely take more accountability on behalf of that.
Okay. But as men, we also need to take accountability too for our actions. Like, like if everybody do that. Yeah, everybody do that. We come with a clear conscience. Like we come in free of any baggage. You know what I'm saying? And that would definitely help. So. Yep. Okay.
There's a woman here. She said it's okay to tell women, hey, I like your company, but I'm not trying to go deeper than that. I agree with you. And that is being transparent. I do think a lot of women would receive that level of communication the right way. I mean, if she ain't got no motives, you know what I'm saying? If she
Right. Well, let's say minus the motives, what is the percentage of women that would think that you just trying to fuck and not have no attachment to me? Like, so men can start being more honest, because I think there would be more men that's being honest, but they always feel like, okay, I gotta lie to get the pussy. So let me act like I'm gonna be around, and let me act like this can possibly go somewhere. Whereas opposed to if they was able to just be more upfront and be like, hey, look, I'm never ever looking for, I'm not gonna look for nothing, da 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 da. I don't know. I'm not outside no more like Jimmy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like we off the market. So I don't know, but
the woman that you can communicate with clearly, Y'all said y'all don't want to fuck with her. She the one that's gonna hoe around with you, gonna give up some pussy here and there, because that's how she get down. She the one that's out here having unemotionally attached sex with these niggas because she don't want nothing, but y'all don't want to fuck with her because y'all talking about she a hoe. You know what I'm saying? But y'all want to get with the woman who's desperate or who is fiending or looking for companionship, and then tell her that you don't want to be her real serious companion. So y'all need to go out here and respect the fucking hoes that's playing a role that they need to play for y'all to be the hoes that y'all want to be until y'all ready to settle down.
So what if I went to church, right? I don't go to church, but what if I went to church, right? And met her, if I was single and I went to church and I met a woman in church. And I met a woman in church and we got to hanging out and I invited her out, you know. And, you know, we went out a couple times, you know what I'm saying? And we ended up, but I told her this is what it is, you know what I'm saying? But I met her at church, so it's nothing devious. It wasn't nothing. She know I'm a nice guy, whatever the fuck the case may be.
Church girls suck dick from the back. Trust me, bro.
If she gonna think that you're sent by niggas, why are you even trying to meet
spoiler alert, nigga,
ex-wife at church? Shit.
I just feel like men should be able to say, hey, there are no strings attached with this sex, and women should be able to accept it.
No, because it doesn't matter if you don't want to there is still a biological and chemical bond there. You got to understand your power is the dick slanger and the semen slanger. You cannot mix chemicals with a woman like that. And think no. Unless you're getting with the hoe that y'all talked about at the beginning of the show, you got to go get with the hoe. The hoe.
Nah, nobody want them.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying, Blue. Like, I want to be able to stick my penis in quality vagina. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it be no strings attached.
No.
Okay, let me say this. Let me say this though. Hey, Blue, you gotta understand though. Like,
Lady T Verde said, put the speakers on. I don't know what it was. No. She put emojis on there. I don't know what that means.
Okay.
I think she's speaking.
Well, talk that talk.
Yeah, talk that talk. I guess. That's what that's meaning. I don't know. I don't know what the emojis mean. Okay. I'm sorry.
Okay, gotcha. I didn't know what it meant.
CJ's laughing too. I mean, she's going off.
Y'all need to go and get with them hoes that y'all was talking about at the beginning of the show. Them gonna be the ones that's gonna hear you out. They ain't gonna let you finish those sentences. They're gonna be like, say less.
Nah,
let me see the dick.
All right, listen. Here's my theory on this. Check this out. In order for relationships to go anywhere, first of all, there is some sex going on. Like man is going to have sex with women. From there, you're gonna make a decision whether y'all gonna go to the next step, blase blah. If something, but for us, when it comes to whose vagina you want your baby coming out of, right?
Right.
It sure is, like
to be the mother of your children.
It sure is.
There are certain, as a man, there are certain levels and qualities that you just can't see. If you ran a train, like if you ran a train on this girl, right? If you ran a train on said girl, if it's no way possible. Now it happened, but there's no way possible that if I partake in that particular, no, I'm not. If I saw my man, you know, he was high-fiving and we doing all that shit with the bitch. No, there's no way possible as a man so that I'm gonna want to marry her. And there's no man on no panel anywhere else that's gonna say that they're gonna marry. So that's the type of hoes we talk.
Okay, well, that's also the same type of hoe that's gonna understand that you want to stick dick in them responsibility free.
Yeah.
So
I mean, but
see, Blue, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. That's not fair because you want us as men to be able to accept that women can say, hey, listen, I'm going through something right now. I don't need no man, blase, but you can come through and blow my back out, but I don't need you. But men can't say, hey, listen, I went through this wild relationship. I just like your company, da 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 da. You know, if we happen to have sex, yeah, it's cool, whatever. I just like to hang out with you and I like your company. That's you saying as men, we can't say that. That's why I'm like, well, damn, what the fuck? Like I'm like, holy shit.
Okay, well then I might be biased then. Then I'm just being biased.
Yeah, this is crazy. See, and this is why I said we can't open up and be emotional.
No, I'm telling y'all to support your women when they're going through that phase, just to support them. Don't try to stick dick in them because you think they're vulnerable. And so many men talk about how they rightfully go for the vulnerable women. You know what I'm saying?
That's a whole that's a different conversation.
Okay, yeah. I'm just saying I talk shit and go back and forth with men enough to know that sometimes y'all are just fucking predatory in nature, not in a negative way, but you know, you just trying to get what you can get.
Yo, real
quick.
Right. Please introduce me to these dudes. Like, I really want to meet these dudes.
You need to join my fucking platform because listen, my comments be going like 500. Like, this is why
send us invites
on a podcast. Cause
what days you air your show?
Yeah. What days
I'm not sure yet. I got people that want to build my show up and direct my show. So I'm not sure.
Okay.
Right now, I'm just gonna guest host for other people, you know what I'm saying, and just stay fresh.
Gotcha. Well, let me know. Yeah, let us know. Excuse me. Yeah.
Yeah, we definitely need to do this again though, because I enjoyed it. Like,
this is dope. This is dope.
It was pleasant. We ain't had to beef for nothing. Like, it was really cool. It was a dope.
This was dope.
I love y'all from a deeper place. I love y'all from a historical, molecular, biological, neurological fucking place. I love my people, but I will talk shit to you. Yes, indeed, I will.
Yeah. I'm not going to molecules and shit, but like, we fuck with you, man. Heavy. And
this is tough. Yeah, this is dope.
Because it's getting late. I need to get some shit. But
I appreciate you guys for me. Thank you so
much. Leave your contact information.
Yeah, drop your socials and all of that.
Okay, I sure. Oh, well, right now you can find me on Bleu Jay, BLEUJAY. That's my public controversial Facebook. And then I'm also _the_blue on Instagram. That's my I just shut up and look pretty page. So if you want to follow me there, fine. But the dialogue definitely goes down on my Facebook. If you're more of a pop-up book person, follow me on Instagram.
That's what's up.
All right. And we are PMP Show. You know,
yes.
Tune in anytime. It's on YouTube, IG, or Facebook. And we will, have these conversations and represent for real men out there. Like, that's what the problem is. I think the problem is y'all, a lot of times y'all get around a lot of motherfuckers who don't know how to maintain what real men are supposed to do. And when that happens, it's like, okay, well, all right, like, you can notice the difference. And we can notice the difference just, when we talk to a real woman. So it's vice versa. I don't want to be one-sided, but, peace to you. And
this is super dope. Appreciate you, Blue. This was super dope. Definitely.
It was. Thank you for coming by.
All right.
All right.
Y'all good?
All right, everybody else.
Okay. I think her screen frozen.
Spitting sick with no remedy. All my thoughts come from loud and some Hennessy. God told me show mercy to my enemy, but the devil saying make his ass a memory. I'm blacking out and yesterday is just a blur to me. And the only way to stop me is to murder me. I spit it hot, I burn a track to the 3rd degree. A surgeon to the beat, I give it open heart surgery. I give it life, I keep it real. I'm spitting life, my wrongs, my rights, my kids and wife. Life's a gamble, I'm pitching dice. Bob off the grind, looking for the right price. Stuck in the trap for the cheese like mice. Lands on.
Finally got put almost into her.